You know how it'd be after a run, LJ. You gotta just like not trying to get dermatitis. You feel me?
I don't exactly know what dermatitis is, but is that when you just can't stop sweating? That's what's annoying.
No, it's like when you get like breakouts on your ass if you don't immediately like change out of your shorts or whatever. You know what I mean?
Oh, actually, no, I don't.
Yeah, not like breakout, but
Dude, I
like
don't think that's like totally a normal thing, man.
not like rat. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it because I take care of myself. You know what I'm saying?
I remember I was like mad and sad and happy, and everything went fine, but we sucked.
It was a wall of emotion.
Okay, so Vikings Weekly, we are entering.
We suck.
We left week 6. We're going into week 7, right? I'm a Kirk Cousins guy,
dude.
Whoa!
I'm a big
What are you
time
basing that on?
Kirk guy, huh?
What are you basing that on?
It works. Every single time he puts on the chain and he's dancing around after the game with the guy, he's a camaraderie guy. He's a locker room guy.
He is. I feel like we didn't see that in years past.
There's something different about him this year.
For sure. He's able to let go a little bit. And they've made it like a huge, I like how they've made it kind of like a bit now where he's getting hundreds of thousands of views because he wore a chain. And it's like, it's cool, you know what I mean? But it's like, people are making a way bigger deal than what it is. You know what I mean?
No,
I get it.
It's a huge deal, John. Because
why is it that I still don't
because you go home and your wife looks at you different. Your kids are like, oh, dad, you're cool. Like you go get a bagel and the bagel lady's like, oh, dude, like Kirk Cousins kind of looks hot. Like the guy
patronizing
shopper, like, oh, dude, that's a man. Like he's a man first. Like everything changes. Swag is important.
Maybe like his kids are getting older and he like wants to be cooler. You know,
it's not even that. They're patronizing him. It's like because he's so lame, they have to like put that on him as a joke. It's like like the sisters that like dressed the baby brother up in a dress. You know what I mean?
You're saying it's like the kid who sits at the front of the bus when he's finally back with the kids in the back of the bus.
That is exact. It's like
and they're fucking with him. And then they make him drink the Gatorade with piss
like,
in it, which we actually
it's like wear the chain, wear the bling, and then it's like that's what it feels like to me. Where it's like they got Shondon Sullivan is doing it, Chris Boyd is doing it. Did he get Jay Jetta's chain too?
I think so.
Yeah, he's getting everybody's chain. But what's kind of cool though, so he's invited the party. He maybe doesn't know he's in on the joke, but he might sometimes every once in a while. People like once you get invited to the party, they're like, oh, you're actually kind of cool. Like, to be honest, we invited you because it was like funny and like we get it that like we shouldn't have given you that line of cocaine and like we apologize. But like, I don't think the night ends with just the chain. I think they're getting him to do shots with them. I think they're actually calling him up and say, hey, man, you should actually come out with us. I think he's in all of it. Yes.
And he's like checking his phone. He's like, oh my God, Julie, it's the first.
I gotta go. And she's like, go, Kirk, go. It's the guys. Go with the boys. Do it. Like
he's like, it's the first text I've ever gotten out of Friday.
Yes. It's a life changer. And when like he leaves, she's like, don't worry, babe. When you come home, I'll have something cute on. Like everything's different in this man's world.
Like their whole relationship is like getting better. Like this is the best Kirk Cousins. I love this whole narrative and storyline that we're coming up with. This is great.
Has he played better though? Like
he's not the problem. Nothing about
they looked so bad for a minute there. I was shocked at how bad our offense was. For like the first half, it looked diseased. It looked really bad. Immediately 3 and out.
Yeah, but if you see it, like Justin Jefferson has nothing to apologize for. He's literally maybe one of the greatest receivers of all time outside of Randy Moss. Give back your 84 jersey, Irv Smith Jr.
Wait. I was just gonna say, how did you feel? I was like kind of mad that he got that touchdown. I was like, fuck you. Like I want someone else to be in that end zone.
It's like give me 15 others, you know, at point of attack where you're like jumping over a dude. That's what you owe us, Irv.
So to round it back to talking about the receivers, the receivers still don't know the game plan the way that Kirk does. I love to see Kirk actually have to get cooled down on the sidelines by McConnell after Jefferson screwed up his route. Jefferson thought it was like a wide receiver screen when it was supposed to be a fade, and Kirk just like sat back. Yeah, it was. I don't know.
What did he tell? So they're on the sidelines yelling at each other, or what?
Kirk had to like get calmed down a little bit by McConnell, and I love to see it. Yeah, he had to like have a little talking to. They had to like pet him on the head and say like, "Dude, like go get him. Like go talk to your team." I like to see that. Okay. I'll try to show it in the clips. Maybe
and then Kirk mentioned they kind of like their little sideline chats. You guys see that too? Oh. That came out after as well. He kind of likes having them. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully they build on the offense a little bit in the bye week. I'm looking forward to that for sure. I think this team only gets better, right? Yeah. At least offensively. I don't know. Okay. Some bright things on defense. Danielle Hunter, right? Finally looked good. But he had his hand in the dirt, LJ. It was like 85% of plays.
Yes, love to see it. We change up the game plan. We're giving him what he needs to do. Desarius Smith is like the guy. For sure. He is so sick. It kind of
to the quarterback.
Like bar vibes. He's like getting
And then Patrick Jones. Well, finally a Patrick Jones sighting. Been waiting that one for a while.
And we're getting turnovers.
Yeah.
Right.
It's good. Who was it that
Peterson looked so good. He looked really good. Back-to-back plays, didn't he not?
Yeah.
I didn't like when Peterson made some play and like it was weird that Chris Boyd kept on like trying to like get in his face and give him like the real like helmet pat. And for some reason hate Chris Boyd. I can't figure it out. But like he was like
really.
Yeah, Peterson was like trying to get back to the bench. He was like kind of dabbing everybody up, and Chris Boyd like stayed in his face, just like patting on his helmet. I'm like, get out of his way. Like he made the thing. He made it happen.
He's that energy guy for sure on the sidelines. He's kind of like the goofball on the team. Yeah.
Yeah, he's probably fun at parties or whatever. Maybe I'm miscalculating.
For sure, yeah. I'm sure he'd be probably one of like the coolest Vikings to party with. Chris Boyd would be, but at the same time, like what he does on the field is a little bit like too verbose and it's like a little too intense. I feel like he's kind of screws up a lot. Zimmer even said that if you can figure out to not screw up, if you can like figure out to not give up the big play, you know, and it was like, that was always the knock against him is like, he'd be really good in coverage and then he would just have like one or two huge errors.
Yeah.
And that's like, look at Emir Smith-Marset.
Screaming into the camera saying you're a gunner, Chris Boyd. That's the only thing you'll ever be.
Jeez. How about Emir Smith-Marset getting cut today?
No.
Yeah. Crazy. You know, it's like you drop another. You guys see that drop he had again Thursday Night Football?
Yes.
It was, oh my God, LJ. Yeah, it was contested, sure, but it's like, that's an NFL catch you got to make, dude. Like,
I don't watch Thursday Night Football anymore.
It was on fourth down, dude. And Fields put it just where it needed to be.
I mean, the lineup's terrible Monday night. I didn't watch the game last night. Oh yeah, we both did.
The NFL's just figured out a way for like the Thursday night game to be one of the worst games of the year or of the week, every single week. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I didn't watch that Monday night game either. I don't know if this is a conspiracy against Amazon with the Thursday night games. However, that's kind of like a weird thing. It's like the Chicago Washington. What kind of a matchup was that? And
last year they were shitty though too. They were so shitty last year.
That's because Amazon has that deal, and I think that the NFL is serving them up shit.
That's saying,
like, deal with the worst games of our season.
Yeah, that's what LJ thinks here. Yeah, I don't know about LJ. I just think that's just kind of how the cookie crumbles. I think this has been going on for years and years and years. It's not like they're sitting here going like, let's fuck Amazon now. Like, I don't know. I just have a hard time imagining that. Like,
dude, but
if they keep getting shittier, I'm blaming it on the off-season practices.
Dude, look at like the way that the Vegas like always knows if it's like 3.5 points, and everybody has to wait to the last minute on every single game if it's 3.5 points or not. This is not something that's just like an art. This is a science of this whole program. They know what they're doing. That's why the Vikings get a Thursday night game every single year the last 3 years.
We don't have this year.
Didn't we have one? I thought we already
I
had.
thought it's every year. No.
Well, our Thursday night football is Thanksgiving.
Oh,
Okay, that's what we play the Patriots.
We play the Patriots.
Can we just please
I got
beat
that
the
confused.
Pats?
That's a
Oh
nice
my
game.
god.
It'll be awesome.
Love
I
it.
won't be able to look my neighbor in the eye if we lose to the Pats.
I know you have this like terrible rivalry.
Terrible neighbor over here, just across the way. It's like too much eating at me. I
love
don't even
it.
know why I
Like my
guess me, but it's
favorite.
like I'm like
thing of-
defending my team to the bitter, bloody end here, like over the.
Are we not
What's
the luckiest team in the league so far with like
Yes.
the way
Really
that it's
fucking
playing out
lucky.
with who we're playing?
100%. We don't
Yep.
deserve to win a lot of those games. I think we're due for a big letdown.
It's
Is it-
like an embarrassing 5-1 at this point. Like I'm embarrassed.
But
But
when does
honestly,
our,
though,
when does our
Tati,
letdown
let's
come? If
talk
you
about
watch this,
that.
if you look at the schedule, when does our letdown come? The Bills, we lose the Bills. That's not a letdown.
Okay, well, let's talk about this.
Cowboys, is that really a letdown?
Give me the 5 best teams in the league.
The
Bills,
Eagles, the Bills.
Yes.
Bills,
Uh,
Eagles.
I mean,
Chiefs.
you throw Cowboys in there just because of what they've been
What?
doing?
What?
I-
See, this is where I start to get weird. It's like, this is the point I'm trying to make here. Is like, aside from those 3-4 teams, we can maybe, I don't know, like we're not, the Ravens stink. They piss games away.
How
We
about
thought
Jets?
the Dolphins would be good. They stink. We're better than the Jets. And my point I'm trying to make
You
here
say
is
the
like,
Jets is there.
it's like, you can, it's like, yes, I think we stink. It's like,
Chiefs.
yes, it's an embarrassing
Chiefs.
5-1. Chiefs,
Chiefs,
we already
Chiefs,
said it. I
Chiefs.
said it.
Bengals, Bengals are not it. They're dust.
They're not it.
What
They're
I'm
not
saying is
it.
like, dude, there's no other team in the teams kind of suck all year though. It's been
We're
like
ranked
that
number
all
4
year.
on NFL.com right now, dude.
But
I just cannot believe this. Like the last time that we were ranked above 10 was like the Zim era when we had a team that was fucking like on, like going. We had a
You were like dialed in.
a
Yeah.
sick fucking defense. You knew all the guys. You could tell. I mean, okay, we might be lucky that this might be the worst football the NFL
it is.
team.
I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's just all around. It's been terrible. All the games have been terrible. The competition hasn't been great. There's been the deep shots haven't really been there. You know what I mean? Like I want the data on that. It just seems a little bit off. All league wide, like, and they're getting weird about concussions and illegal contact. It's just the roughing the passer thing is getting a little weird. The games the product has been hurt a lot. It's supposed to be entertainment, showbiz, guys. Yeah, right. But what the hell happened to that? It's become like a turtle.
And we're good with the concussion protocol because even though I'm a huge Cousins guy and have been a huge Cousins guy, even if he's concussed, you wouldn't even be able to tell with his eyes, dude. They would be like, "Oh, he's good, he's fine, dude."
Freaky out, guys. No, I will tell you that. Think about all the quarterbacks that have gone down, like Teddy.
You're on your speaker or something, John. You're on your speaker. Something's going
My
on.
bad, muffled
There you
here.
There you go.
I think about all the quarterbacks that have been hurt, like Teddy and like Tua, and like when it's like Daniel Jones. When did he not go down? I don't know. We can go on, and it's like all these guys getting dinged up. Kirk's been immaculate. It's crazy.
Knock on wood.
Well, you can't. He doesn't go down though. It's not really his thing.
Yeah.
He doesn't put himself in weird situations. He's such a calculated guy. He's literally like he's Jeffrey Dahmer, and all he does is throw touchdowns.
You see his comment. He's like, I know I can run a little bit, but I don't want to risk it. It's like, yeah, don't risk it, Kirk.
Look, John, the more that you're saying this, I actually do think we're a top like 17 right now.
That's the point I'm trying to make. It's just the NFL is so shitty that it's like a team like ours is a top 5 team, and it's weird, and it doesn't feel like it. It doesn't feel like Percy Harvin, Brett Favre years. It doesn't. But here we are, like marching forward at 5-1. Who would have thought we would have been in the bye at 5-1? I sure as hell didn't.
So what happens if we go to the Super Bowl, right? And like because it's like the Super Bowl, it's like us versus like the Ravens. Technically, it's like not even a primetime game.
Seriously.
Like it's the Vikings, Ravens. Like they're the same color. Like it looks like practice. Like for some reason, Kirk is like it's just not even primetime.
It's a Super Bowl is a Super Bowl. A billion people are gonna watch. everyone, you know what I mean? It's like, it'll be legit. Yes, it's the worst year ever, and people are going to kind of be looking the Vikings one, but now we get the Schneidhofer back. Why are we talking like we won the Super Bowl here? What is wrong?
I'm getting like, this is the thing. This is why I was scared about not being a Kirk Cousins fan. I am now a Kirk Cousins fan, and I'm honestly starting to like look at tickets in Arizona.
Is it because he's swagging or what?
I'm not gonna lie, I looked at flights last weekend.
The Minnesota, by the way.
To Minnesota?
It's a home game. I thought we're at home. Correct me if I'm right.
No, for the Super Bowl.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking next week after the bye. I was like, yeah, I mean, if you do what you guys want, ultimately, you know what I mean? Like, if we go to the Super Bowl, let's all just like pull our money together and do it. Fuck it. Let's do it. Sweet it.
This is the thing, though. Kirk Cousins, like, his stats are like undeniable at this point. Like, he doesn't miss.
But they kind of are every year. Like, that's the problem with Kirk Cousins. Is like his stats are always just like, wait, why is this guy amazing? But at the same time, extremely questionable.
But luckily, it's such a bad year.
This is the worst he's ever played for me as long as he's been a Viking, and yet it's like the best record we've ever had. It's a weird one, you know?
It's wild.
We don't even have a run game at all. Is this a weird one for you guys? Like, we don't give a shit about the run. Like, we don't. We got a weird fluky, like 50-yard touchdown. But other than that, like, the run game was dead. There was no involvement of CJ Ham moving really like in the backfield and creating space for the tailback. Alexander Madison didn't really get the rock at all in terms of like grinding the rock. You know what I mean? And
how good does it feel to finally be the team where it's like, look, there's 4 minutes left. Fuck it. Let's blow them out. Like, let's go get a 50-yard run. Let's have 2 picks.
The 50-yard run was nice.
Let's just finish it out. Like, they just decided. It was such a boring game. I was like falling asleep halfway through. And then we were finally, the first time I've ever really seen the Vikings do this. They're like, oh, yeah, this team sucks and we don't. Click. Fuck them. And then it was over. And like, and oddly enough, like the statistics, if you went back, you'd be like, oh, like the Vikings had like a pretty, like they handled that game well. It's like, no, they didn't.
No.
Really bad. It was like 200 plus yards. You got mauled.
Awful.
Yeah.
Dude, Teddy almost had 400 yards passing. It was weird.
Yeah.
And like Skylar Thompson, before he got hurt, looked like he was going to kick our ass. Did he not?
Yes.
With 6 minutes left.
I was like scared. I'm like, dude, he had this like little shifty run. I'm like, oh no, dude. Like,
wait, you know who we have not shit on like all year? Greg Joseph.
But he's
there's been some annoying misses.
When it matters though.
The extra point, and I'm sick of 2-point conversions.
To worry about,
do you guys hate 2-point conversions or what? They're the worst for me. It's just so cringy. Why?
I think it's ballsy. I love it.
They're the worst, dude. I cannot. For me, when you miss an extra point, have to go for 2. It's just like, are we going to lose by? You know what I mean? Are we going to lose by? Is that our destiny? It's like, for me. It's just the horror of losing by 1 point, based on or 2 points, based on missing going for 2. Or, you know.
We have a pretty killer offense, though. That little 2-yard offense when we're throwing the ball, it works.
For whatever reason, yes. I've noticed that too with Zimmer. We kind of fuck up on the one, and here we are, just no problem. We move Jefferson around, and they get sucked in by his movement, and then you know what I mean. It's we can send it either way. I thought the gadget play that he did. Did you see they sent Jefferson the other way? It sucked the guy around, then he bootlegged and threw it to the corner on the 2-point. Guy was wide open. What was that guy's name?
Wasn't it Thielen? Or was it a no-namer?
I thought it was Munt. No. Was it Thielen? Now, remember in the corner of the end zone, or was it Irv? I can't remember.
I thought it was Thielen this time.
I thought it was Thielen, yeah.
Was it on the right side? I thought that was a pretty nifty trick, and you could tell that they had that on film and we adjusted. So I don't know. It was kind of cool to see that offense.
Well, between the end around sweeps that they've already worked with, when it's is it Rieger getting it? Is it Jefferson getting it? And then you always have Cook. Cook has just been the biggest disappointment of the year so far, but if he will turn it on, and that's going to get crazy.
he'll be there when it counts and like when it's necessary.
Yeah.
I'm okay with
Yeah,
it.
are we just like? Does everyone kind of know that he's like a little off or what? The shoulder, that thing is for sure whack. Like
Oh,
there's
yeah.
no. And
I
which
think
sucks
they're
is
just
it's like,
giving him time. I actually think they're being really smart about his touches. I think you know who he is. I also think that we don't really know how to block the run yet. It like Cook doesn't, whenever he's getting touches
Right.
up the middle, there's nothing there. So
Yeah.
I think what happens is the coaches see that and they know what they saw throughout the week. And they're like, you know what? Abort. Like, we're not going to deal with that quite yet. We'll give him like 10 touches up the middle, but we're not going to like pound him for like 25 plus touches.
right. And I don't know. I guess they haven't really thought Madison's been that guy either. And I don't know. I don't know what this is here too with like usage on those backs too. It's a little bit weird, but I think there's no way Cook continues to play with the money deal he's on. They're going to have to restructure him or do something in the off season. That's like no doubt about it. Just how he's utilized. You could tell they like a shifty back that can catch the ball out of the backfield. They try to like force it with Cook, but it hasn't been as successful. Did you guys think like it's just been off? The screen game to him seemed kind of better even like 2 years ago. Not so much last year, but you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that's Madison gets more of those touches this year than Cook does.
Right. Yeah. And Madison's never really been a screen guy. I feel like he's just been kind of like just a true running back. But I don't know. I guess this Ty Chandler being out makes a difference too. That rookie, I guess, hurt his thumb or something. Also, one thing to talk about. This is serious, guys. So we waived Blake Prohl, and now we have an open roster spot after Miles Dorn. It looks like we want him to go on practice squad. Who are we bringing in, LJ? Number 13 is available on the Vikings.
No.
No.
We
I don't know.
need defensive depth, dude.
Well,
I want to see like
loading
more
that up.
linebackers or more like cornerbacks.
Do you want
We don't
Odell?
need OBJ.
Do you want Odell on like a prove it kind of just?
No, we don't need
You
it.
know what? I've never, every single time that Odell's been on some type of trade or free agency or whatever, the Vikings have always been in this like, what if? And I've never wanted him. Never.
Really?
No.
No, I would like to see
like
like
the personality that he's just a
I don't
winner.
know.
No,
I
you
want
don't
to see
how-
like a dog, like somebody on the defense that's a little bit more of a wily vet that like is out here to hit people and knock heads off. Like I think we need a little bit more of that on our defense. And you're going to need that depth going in. We don't need any help at wide receiver.
No.
KJ Osborne
did that not help them a lot though in the Super Bowl? And it's like,
No.
did it? Come on. And then like
I
to
mean,
build up to
but
it in the playoffs.
He did it all season. Like he was so.
He's an upgrade to Thielen.
You think?
Right now, I don't want to
You're
say
over Adam Thielen and would rather do Odell.
I don't want to say I'm over him, but it's like, guys, like, are we? You know what I mean? It seems like we're kind of pushing the ball to JJ.
Odell did not.
And it's a little weird.
Last year with the Rams, he only had sparks like in the Super Bowl and like playoffs that a couple whatever, but he was super quiet.
I don't want to talk bad about Adam because I have his jersey and he's always been my guy, but it's like I want to see a 100-yard game one time, right? I want to see a 75-yard game one more time. Okay, like is that fair? Is that fair?
No,
I want
to
to
realize Adam Thielen he's our Chris Carter to Randy Moss.
Yeah, but Chris Carter would have 100-yard games, dude. Like, and he would like make a diff. It was like he was that dude on the sideline, toe tapping, and that's cool.
Would, but he
Thielen
would
did that. He made a sick catch, toe tapping, and it's like I'm glad that he made that catch, and I'm happy for him. But it's like maybe Kirk Cousins' production is down. We'll see more of it in the offseason, but it's like I know we can do more. We didn't bring in a young head coach to have Adam Thielen regress. You know what I mean? Like. We didn't bring in a young offensive-minded dude to have Thielen have a shittier year than the year before with Zimmer. Like, that's kind of my take on it.
But we're spreading the ball so much
on
around. It's crazy, though. KJ Osborne's played up to speed. He does have some odd drops every here and there that he's got to, like, figure the heck out.
He's a weird player, isn't he? It's like, are you only a clutch dude? Can we only rely on you in the clutch? It's like, can you move the sticks for us a little bit, my guy, or what? Like,
yeah, I really do like him. I like he's my type of guy, but
me too.
He needs to be careful with these drops because before you know it, if you can't be relied on with like an easy like out route for 10 yards to just move the sticks, you're 100% right. Like you're just the like Kirk just won't throw to you.
It's like a weird amount of drops with that guy.
Kirk Cousins is throwing the rock. Like he is not missing when these drops are happening. He literally could go 100% if we had receivers that would just catch the ball a little bit more regularly.
The drops have been a problem for us this year, I've noticed. Even JJ. I've seen a couple that are just like, what?
Yeah, there was a time
the
where
ends, the tight ends actually,
well, there was even a ball that he went up for that like he should have brought down, and it was like Cousins threaded the fucking needle and it like bounced off JJ's head. And you're like, it would be a hard catch, like it's a Sports Center catch, but you're kind of the guy to do it.
Yeah, that was not a fun. I just did not like that game at all. It was awful.
It was
terrible
fun.
It just felt like we were just getting backed up constantly. And we were bailed out by weird penalties and bailed out by a turnover that was like, number one, Zadarius should have swiped that ball from Teddy. You know what I'm talking about? Do you know that play? Guys.
Tell me more. What?
Running to the goal line, Teddy was like running for his life. Busted play. Zadarius comes out behind him and tackles him from behind. And it was the stupid. Zadarius should have just taken that dude's arm and ripped it behind him. And the ball should have been, you know what I mean? Like it should, and then they went down and scored later with that tight end who was doing the gritty. Jasecki.
Yeah, Jasecki. He looked like a loser doing that.
You're right. And it was like the longest, worst gritty you've ever seen. You're like, all right, bro, it was funny for like 2
he was
seconds.
kind of crouched weird on it.
Yeah, it was like funny for a second because then they were winning, whatever.
And then he kept doing it.
Continued go like in the sidelines. We're like, we got it. Like,
it's like, also, dude, you're down. Your team is down right now. Like, timeout. Like,
I almost thought he was doing like the ZZ Top like guitar thing for a second. Like he was really fucking that thing up.
Yeah.
So did you see that moment with him and Justin Jefferson after the game though?
Yeah,
they had a little moment, like a fun. He was like, "You see the gritty," and he's like, he just kind of gave him like, "Yeah, man." They had a nice little like, "All right, it's all good."
I don't know if anybody else should be able to do the gritty other than Jefferson. Like, I'm finally ready for Jefferson to be pissed. It's like, dude, everyone needs to stop.
Yeah.
It's now like a mocking thing. Like every team's gonna do it against us, and they score a touchdown. I get it. Like,
right.
It's sort of like the dab with Cam Newton. Remember that?
But it's getting to that point where it's like when Terrell Owens like ran out to the star and like put the ball on, and like the team came and like knocked his ass out. Like that needs to happen. Like if Gesicki is doing this bullshit gritty, like I want to see Za'Darius Smith come out of nowhere and just be like, "You gone." And it's like, I'll take 3 games, but you can't do the gritty around here.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Maybe we do need Everson Griffin back because he's the only dude that can actually like protect people.
They said Chris Thomason reached out to Everson, of course, and was like, "Hey, how's your football career?" And like Jefferson was like, "I'm focused on Everson was like, "I'm focused on my mental health." It's like, as he indubitably his
like
response.
randomly did that. That's kind of
weird.
weird.
I saw a tweet about it. It was like, dude, like let the man like be with his family, you know? Like,
weird and like so cringe.
Who's the guy that was checking up on him?
Chris Thomason.
He's this Pioneer Press reporter.
Dude, the guy's just go on his Twitter. He's like the most out of touch reporter on earth. He'll call people and like ask them the dumbest facts. Like he'll follow up. Like when we hired Kwesi, he called like University of Stanford. Like he was doing weird stuff like that. Like Kevin O'Connell, he like called like Kevin O'Connell's like team, like San Diego State athletics. Like you're like, dude, what kind of story are you trying to pull up? Just a weird Twitter follow for sure.
Wait,
sometimes he'll have
San Diego State.
Yeah, when he played quarterback there, and he was an Aztec.
Wait, so that's the same conference as the St. Thomas Tommies now?
Is it?
No, isn't that
Pioneer.
no, that they're in the one with like Nevada and Air Force and stuff like not Air Force. They're in that one with it's like they're in the WAC or whatever. They're not. You're talking about South Dakota State.
No, it's San Diego. It's weird.
Are you sure?
Oh,
Like
we
that-
no, San Diego is in our conference.
University of San Diego.
University of San Diego.
The
That's right.
Toreros, yeah, not the
Yeah.
Aztecs. The Aztecs
Yeah.
are big time. I was like Kawhi Leonard's school, dude.
Okay.
No, it wasn't. I think he went to you.
I would not compete with Johnny Spectrum. Like these Spectrum stats get crazy. Like he knew like a D3 team in like San Diego or a D1 AA team's mascot off the rip.
Wait, are you sure? Like, because there's USD, UCSD, and then like SDSU.
Yeah, it's a weird school.
So what are we checking right now? I love these Johnny Sweet's stats on the Spectrum. What are we-
There's San Diego State Aztec.
Yeah.
There's University of San Diego Toreros. There's San Jose State. They're I believe they're like the Trojan. They're like a night team. San Jose, is it not the Spartans?
Yeah, it's the Spartans. It's the Spartans. Yes,
Is it?
it's the Spartans. Yeah.
Kawhi went to
San
San Diego State.
San Diego State Aztecs. Yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah.
Were you ever in pigskin geography like championships nationally?
No, I don't know. Dude, I'm just recalling these little like mascots. It's not that crazy.
Yeah, but
What's the one that I
no,
pulled out
when you're doing D1 AA, you're just lining the West Coast really quick. That's when it's getting kind of weird. Like you lived out here for like a year and a half. Like it's not that long.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've actually never been to San Diego. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
I love it.
There's been a couple weekends where I had to go down there and never made it down.
I have a friend who's like that, where he knows where everyone went to college too. So you watch sports, you're like, he'll be like, so and so, where'd he go? And all of us are like, I don't know. I don't fucking know. It's like every single player. He knows every single one. It's wild.
He's
Shout out,
"Keep you." Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Let's go.
how are we feeling about this week though that we're going into now?
To buy.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
I
what
mean-
it like what really can happen here? Are we
We're shockingly healthy.
People can get in trouble.
We are shockingly healthy.
Yeah.
No arrests. I wish we would have got the buy a little bit later in the year. I really feel like this is too early. We got through the London game. We got through what? We had a weird stretch there. A road game. We had to go to Miami. It's like did all that. Had to go. Not even that weird, honestly. Now that I think about it, but at the end of the day, it's like super healthy. Zadarius and Daniil are healthy, right? Jefferson's healthy. Cousins is healthy.
Dalvin's a little banged up, but
Dalvin's like Dalvin Cook, right? Like,
Yeah.
who's the least likely player to get like a DUI or like a drug charge this weekend?
well, I mean, Kirk Cousins like just drop the mic now. Cool, Kirk Cousins gets in trouble in the bye week. Like that would be the fun.
What about,
Like if you got like a 0.09 DUI?
yeah?
how about just like petty theft, dude? Like stealing stick.
They're like, come on, Kirk, everyone's doing it.
He's just like so.
He would be stealing like yard signs from like a local election
Yes.
and being like, I just don't like what they think about the commissioner. Like it just doesn't make any sense. Like
Yeah,
be something dumb.
totally.
But I do think it's Chris Boyd. I did actually line that up for my own
Yeah.
thoughts. I think Chris Boyd potentially catches like a nice little Dewey over the
Shit.
weekend.
Okay,
All right,
I was
maybe
thinking
this.
more. I was thinking more of Andrew Booth.
Okay,
How about that one?
that'd be
'Cause
cool.
Everyone in
The one
Minneapolis
that punched.
needs to-
Here's why I say this.
Yeah.
He's the one that punched that Louisville player when his freshman year, and he had to ride back on the equipment bus. That's some like serious like doghouse shit, dude. Like,
Okay, so those are our wild boys on the team. Maybe Irv Smith. I could see him doing something.
Yeah.
I hope so. Just because he gets suspended, it's like just another. It's like we're all like good. We're all kind of like good.
Yeah, I do worry about Dalvin Cook. He's been hanging out with Bob Menery a lot.
Bob's like super Boston right now. It's too cold there.
Okay. He's kind of like closed off. He's kind of
What do you mean? If he's hanging out with Bob Menery, what does that mean?
Him and
like unhinged and toxic.
Well, isn't James Cook Dalvin Cook's little brother?
Yes.
And James Cook was supposed to be like a phenom, right?
Yes.
And
he's been kind of like whatever.
He's been dog shit, right?
Really?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I have him on my fantasy like
Bob
roster, like very, very low.
I was actually shocked that Bob wasn't at the Vikings game in Miami.
Yeah, well, I think they've had to distance themselves after their season suck. You can't like be sitting in Miami, like smoking, blowing joints with Bob Menery, and then you turn around and now you're like not playing that well. You're gonna distance yourself. I get it that like James Cook has a lot to do with the Bills. Like he has to fight his way up a very difficult roster, but I thought he was gonna be bigger than he was.
I did too. I had high hopes for the guy. But again, how about Josh Davis or Josh Allen killing it? Gabe Davis. Stephon Diggs is now, did I see that? Is now ahead of Jefferson. Yikes.
They had a big week and Jefferson didn't.
Jefferson had 100 and something changed, but it was like now we got Tyreek Hill who killed us, and now we got Jefferson's third now. But yeah, I mean,
wasn't it you last week that I was asking if Stephon Diggs is even still good at football?
Yeah.
Like, dude,
he is. He's still locked in. I mean, it's like
good. He, in fact, is still a good football
player. How about Trayvon?
Trayvon?
What's he been doing? No picks or what?
No, he's playing well.
Is he?
Yeah, he's still nasty. Yes.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad he didn't fall off. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'm just kind of sick of the big plays we give up. Hopefully we clean some of that up in the thing. We've given up the most 10 plus plays all season. The stat was like stock. I can't talk. What is wrong with me here? 93 plays of 10 plus yards or more this season. The next team down is the Ravens at 90. Ooh. That's shocking. 93 plays in 6 games.
We do, you say this is too early of a break for us, but this is like unbelievable that we're walking with the record that we are, but like still so much bulletin board material to have to like do a refresh. I just hope so much that these guys don't have their ego going in their head yet and they realize that they've sucked at football.
I think they realized.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the pulse I'm kind of getting, is that these victories are kind of like they haven't. Don't you guys think? And
I agree.
I don't think they're that cocky. I don't think it's like, oh shit, we 5-1.
No. It's like we're kind of the laughing stock of 5-1 in the league right now.
But then again, like John was saying, like who isn't, right? Like after that 5 fall off, like the Packers are still around after that. It's like, what are we
saw a ranking about? Where the Pack were ahead of us. I was like, no way.
No,
like you're out of mind. Awful on Sunday.
They stink. They legitimately stink. He's got no connection with any wide receivers. Lazard is maybe the only guy. He hasn't really looked even that great. Watkins is sitting on IR right now. Hey, now we got Dobbs is kind of like seems to be the better pick over that bust Christian Watson. Watson's a bust. I love it. And we traded up or we traded down so they could take him.
Yeah. You know what? I also have to go in like 5 minutes, but one random like bougie NFL quarterback interesting fact that I heard. I guess Marshawn Lynch is talking a little shit on Russell Wilson and apparently saying that he was saying that basically no one can like directly talk to Russell. Like you have to like get his phone number or talk to his management team.
Not surprised. He sucks.
Yeah. And even when he was saying like when he was playing for Seattle, it was like totally disconnected too. Like, oh, you have to talk to my people.
Well, I can't imagine Lynch and him having much in common.
Oh my God, no.
Imagine
No.
them having a
Like
conversation.
him and literally him and Peyton Manning have more in common than him and Russell.
100%. What
You know, it's like
way more
nothing.
down.
No, Russell's like trying to be Peyton Manning right now so badly.
But he's not the same thing. Like at least
Exactly.
Peyton Manning, if you're like a fucking football guy, like he will vibe with you. It
Eli's-
doesn't matter what world you come from, as long as you're football. Peyton Manning has some shit to talk to you about.
Yeah.
There's nothing there.
Yeah.
Russell
think
Wilson,
Eli-
probably, I bet Future has more to say about Sierra than Russell, dude.
Yeah, dude, Future also dropped in a lyric saying that he's still smashed on C. Just saying.
Shut up.
I'll send it to you guys if you want to
Oh
see. And
my
he said,
God.
and the quarterback of cheese. He drops in a line on that, dude. Just saying.
That's funny.
And I
All
still
right.
smash on. And come on. All right, we're done. No spec.
So yeah, that's where Vikings Weekly. We all, as you can start to get an understanding, Vikings Weekly kind of like starts and then it crashes, and we get into like social commentary of pretty normal hate. You know, we hate, it's the Chris Boyd hate, it's the Russell Wilson hate. We're gonna keep it up all season. God bless you all. We love you. Go into this bye week, stay strong, no DUIs, and just like figure your shit out. Captain Kirk, I'm your number one fan.
Take care. Chris Boyd's just a gunner. Bye for now.